Hello and good evening, and welcome to the shed. Myself, Trev, and I'm delighted to be joined by my co-host from the Water Buffalo Club 716, Therese. How are you keeping, Therese?
I'm good. I put the hat on my mannequin. I couldn't wear it. I'm too hot.
Yeah, I love my one. It's brilliant, so it is. It looks the piece behind you. You can see it nice and clearly. Anyway,
Yes.
how are you? How are you keeping it? How is all over in Buffalo?
Good. We're sort of in like this lull right now when there's nothing going on really with football. I think everything's like hockey right now because we're having some, things going on with the team. But all's good. All's good. We're planning for the season. Lots going on planning.
That is the main thing. It's coming close now. We're in the 1st of July, and by the end of this month, training camp will be back, and the season will be getting into full swing. And I cannot wait no more than yourself.
Yes, I got all my tickets. I think I'm going 4 times to training camp, so I'll have lots to talk about after that.
Well, that'll be brilliant. Can't wait to hear the stories from it. Tonight's show, what we're going to do is we're going to have a chat about the AFC East rivals, sorry, not AFC rivals, AFC East. Our 3 lovely neighbours, as we call them, would they be neighbours over here in Ireland anyway. And we're just going to have a quick chat about them. And we're also going to have a chat about the tailgates you're organising over there and what your plans are for the year. So we'll jump into it. So for the AFC East, our teams that are in our division with the Buffalo Bills is the New England Patriots, Miami Dolphins, and the New York Jets. And the Patriots and the Jets have 2 new head coaches in Mike Vrabel and Aaron Glynn. And the Dolphins have Mike McDaniels. He's been there a few years now, and I think he's under-delivered. But in your opinion, if you were a fan of either of them teams, which would you be more happy with the head coach at the minute?
New England Patriots. I like Vrabel. I think he's going to, wake the team up a little bit and put some fire under their feet. So, yeah, I like him. Not that I'm going to cheer for them ever.
No.
But I think I fear, Patriots a little bit more than the Dolphins for sure, and the Jets. I don't even know what's going on with them. They're in disarray.
Yeah, they've been there for a few years. Yeah, Vrabel, he's had the experience of the Titans. Now, the one thing I would say about Aaron Glynn, but being a defensive coach and a head coach is 2 different things. He did a great job with Detroit last year, and he had an awful lot of injuries to deal with. And with everything going on, he still had that team defensively wise, with the exception now, I have to say, of playing ourselves. They did very well during the season. But how he'll transfer into a head coach when he has to deal with everything will be interesting.
Yeah, it sure will be. It's going to be an interesting season with the AFC East, and I think McDaniels. It's McDaniels, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
I think he's under a lot of fire. I think his job's on the line for sure. And then they just made that big trade yesterday, which was interesting too. So.
Yes, I agree 100% with you. I think his job is definitely on the line this year. Even if they get to the playoffs, I think they have to win a game in the playoffs for him to be back again next year at least. But when you mentioned that trade, I've watched a few videos from Steelers fans, and I've watched a few videos from Dolphins fans on the trade. And I don't know who. I think on the trade, I think the Dolphins did the better getting Nick Fitzpatrick. But I don't know.
So you're saying that the Dolphins fans were happier than the Pittsburgh fans?
Well, going off the few videos I've seen, like Nick Fitzpatrick, he's only 28, and he's a 3-time Pro Bowl player, where Jalen Ramsey is in his early 30s.
Older.
and he's going to cost them. He's going to cost them 25 million, and the deal is also an extra $1.5 million as well. So it'll be 26.5 million for the Steelers to pay this year. John O. Smith is a tight end. I don't know much about John O. Smith, but going off the Steelers fans, a lot of them they're happy-ish, but not happy with the trade to the Dolphins.
Interesting. Yeah, I didn't read. I just read some things, but I was reading that the Steelers got a pretty good deal, but I don't know. Who am I to know?
We're all in the same boat. Then today, the Dolphins also announced that Darren Waller, he was a tight end for the New York Giants, but he retired last year, is coming out of retirement. He's signing for the Dolphins for this coming season. The Dolphins are giving the Giants a 6th round pick, and the Dolphins are getting Darren Waller, and they're getting a conditional 7th round pick in 2027. Now, I'm not going to name the guy, but I'm sure you've seen him over in America. He's a Dolphins fan, and he puts up everything Dolphins. And when this trade was announced, he was not happy. But fast forward a couple hours later, he was making out that the Dolphins' offense is the most frightening offense in the AFC. So
interesting.
It shows you. Like I watched a piece about Darren Waller last year, and this was when he was retiring from the Giants, and he just had enough of the NFL and wanted a break from it. So it's an interesting move by the Dolphins when Mike McDaniels is under so much pressure to take a chance on a guy that's coming out of retirement that wasn't really interested in playing in NFL as of last year.
Yeah, interesting. I did not even see that news today, but wow.
Yeah,
well, wait and see with that one, I guess, huh?
Well, that is for sure. Like, I was here yesterday, and for my own sins, I was writing out the rosters as of now and who would be the starters for each team. And I had just completed the Dolphins, and next thing the news broke about the trade.
It's funny.
Oh, it's funny how it goes.
Definitely.
But so anyway, we'll move on to the quarterbacks. So the quarterback room this year for the 3 teams is starting quarterbacks: Drake May for the Patriots, Tua Tagovailoa for the Dolphins, and Justin Fields for the Jets. If you were a fan of either of them teams and you could pick one of them 3 to be your starting quarterback, who would you go for?
For sure the Patriots, right? Is that who gave me an option? Yeah. Oh my God. I think he's going to be a really good quarterback, which makes me mad because I wanted them to be at the bottom for a while.
I know.
But whatever, so yeah, I really like him. I think he's got a great arm and a good mind and good head on his shoulders. So that would probably be who I would cheer for. I've never hated the Patriots. I actually, I can't even use the word hate because I don't like that word. But
dislike,
they were a good team. I like Bostonians. I love Boston. They're similar to, people from Buffalo. So I relate to them quite a bit. Miami's probably at the bottom of the list of teams that I really like. And New York, I just feel sorry for them. So, but yeah, definitely Patriots quarterback.
Yeah,
what about you?
I agree with you. Like I leave out the teams, but I've always been a Tua Tagovailoa fan, as in that I don't want I'm a kid thug, I'm a left-hander, and he's a left-hander. There's not too many of us knocking around. But my thing that I liked about him was that he kept coming back when he was being written off, and when he is playing, Miami are a better team than when he's not. Last year when he was injured, They still had Tyreek Hill, they had Jalen Waddle, they had AH in the running back. They had all their weapons, but they didn't have him, and they weren't a patch on when he was playing. My concern, and I've always said it on this show for Tua, is I don't want to see him go out in the field and not be able to come off the field.
Yeah, I agree. Good guy.
He is a good guy. Like, he's a nice guy. As in, if I had to pick no more than you, I would go for Drake May. I think he's I can see bits of Brady in him, and I can see bits of Josh Allen in him, and I like you. That frightens me now. And I also put across the same sentiment. I don't hate any team in the NFL, but as a rivalry dislike, that's you want to see your rivals. You want to be better than your rivals.
Exactly, for sure.
But I think that Justin Fields at the Jets this year will be interesting, because for him, he didn't deliver at Chicago. He had the start of the season last year for the Steelers, and once Russell Wilson got fit, he never got a right run in the team. So this is his year now. If he's either going to make it as a quarterback in the NFL or not, it's his chance. But he's with the Jets.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I don't know. I actually feel sorry for the Jets sometimes. They're doing. Listen, we went through the same things that they're going through now. Kind of just picking and choosing, trying their best to make a team, and I don't even know what to say about them. I enjoy going to New York and watching us beat them. That's all I can say. Which I can't go to that game this year, but that's okay.
Oh, well, look, it's when you go into your rival stadium, it's always nice to walk out with a smile on your face.
Totally. Absolutely.
So we'll move on then to the weapons of each team. So I'm going to give you now, as I say, these might not be the starters come the start of the season, but all my information I've taken from ESPN and who they think rate as starters now. So if you were looking at a wide receiver room for the Patriots, which is Stephon Diggs, Kyle Williams, Demario Douglas, and Mac Hollins, or the Dolphins, Tyreek Hill, or Jaden Waddle, or Nick Westbrook, Ikehane, I hope I said that right, or the Jets of Garrett Wilson, Josh Allen, and Reynolds, and Alan Lazard. Which of them three rooms would you be looking at saying, I would want to have that as my wide receiver room?
I'd say Miami.
Yeah, like if Tyreek Hill if his head is on, he's unplayable.
Yeah, he's going to be if his head's in the right place, he is unbelievable. He is so amazing. Waddle too. I mean, I get scared watching them, but now at least we have some better defenders in the backfield. But those two, I would definitely say. New England, of course, another. You don't know what Stefan's going to do this year either. I mean, he's pretty amazing, but Tyreek and Waddle, I think, are just amazing.
They are. Yeah,
I don't even know the other two guys, honestly, to tell you the truth. But
no, I be honest with you. Again, Waddle and Hill are the two that you'd see most Sundays out playing, and they're the ones that do the damage when the Dolphins are playing. With Garrett Wilson and the Jets, again, he's put up 1,000-yard season since he came into the NFL, with having Zach Wilson and Aaron Rodgers and God knows who else as his quarterback. So Alan Lazard came there last year on Aaron Rodgers' behalf, or bequest, I should say, and he didn't deliver. So Garrett Wilson I like at the Jets, but as for the rest of them, I wouldn't be too confident. With the Patriots, again, no more than Tyreek Hill. If Stephon Diggs' head is on and he's in the game, he can play.
Yep.
Mac Hollins, I think, is one of our biggest losses in offense this year. But I do understand the scenario.
Yeah.
And Demario Douglas, sorry, I don't know an awful lot about. But like yourself, if I was to pick which of the wide receiver rooms, I would be going for the Dolphins at the minute.
Yeah, for sure.
Now, we'll take a break from the rivalry chat for a second, and we'll go into what you're going to do in yourselves over there at the Water Buffalo Club.
Yes.
You have some tailgates planned and organising stuff at the minute. How is it all going, and what's the projected picture at the minute?
Yeah, I was just out at I was just out at the stadium, not at the stadium, but I was at the Big Tree Inn. And by the way, they were putting in the windows of the new stadium, and I was like, oh my God! Now to watch it be built with steel and everything, great, but when you see the large windows and glass going in, it's like, oh my God, it's real. It just, no more shell. You can actually see some of the special things going in. So FYI. Yeah, I was at the Big Tree yesterday. We decided to go over there. We're starting to map out our tailgate because we want to really take it up a notch and gear it towards the finale at the Ralph, or whatever anybody wants to call it, the Rich Stadium or Highmark Stadium. And so I can't announce everything yet until everything's official, but we have a lot of things that will be happening at the tailgate amongst our little area and then everywhere else. And the Big Tree has redone some of the parking lot. We have, it's just, this year, my head's already spinning like, oh my God, every game. And that first game starts at 8:20. So we'll probably be there at 9 a.m. knowing what's going on for the day. So it's going to be quite the year, and opening with 2 national broadcasts from NBC Sports, and then the Miami game is prime. Yeah. So we'll be inviting. I already reached out to NBC trying to get them to do a story. Then I'll reach out to the Thursday night game is Ryan Fitzpatrick. Of course, I'm reaching out to Ryan. Try to get them over to our tailgate. I don't know if that'll work or not, but we're working on all these little details and fun things. And there potentially is going to be a live broadcast from our tailgate each home game. So you will be able to watch what's going on at the tailgate.
Well,
wherever
I'll be tuned
you are
in
in the world. Yeah. So those are some of the things we're working on. A lot of little moving parts, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a wild season for sure.
Oh, it will, especially like you look at it. Please God, we're going to have 2 wild seasons over there. You'll have the wild season of the end of the Highmark Stadium, and then you'll have the wild season of the opening of the new stadium.
Yep. Oh God, that too, right.
And in history terms, there are 2 big moments, because one is ending the history of itself, and the other is beginning the history of itself, and it's one memory I'll never forget. When I think back on my trip to Buffalo, I can remember certain things, that really stand out. And the game itself against the Titans that day, I remember enjoying it, but there's certain moments I can remember and certain moments I don't. But I do remember down the tailgate at the Big Tree, and I've gone to Gaelic football games all my life, and we've been all over Ireland following Mayo. And when you go to the games, there's no badness, but you keep yourself to yourself. But when you were over there, the warmth of people and the enjoyment, and everyone enjoying themselves and saying hello, and no one afraid to speak to each other. It was, I couldn't believe it. I thought it was the best pre-game thing I was ever at in my life.
Yeah, it's quite fun. I forgot what time of year was that? Was that like October?
October, yeah.
Yeah,
mid-October.
So it was still good weather and everything. Yeah.
Yeah, it was. Yeah.
Yeah, it's Going to be a fun year. Let's hope we're hoisting a banner next year. That's all I hope.
With the help of God, we have as good a chance and as the rest of them. So we have,
absolutely.
And there's a lot of. I was watching there today on Fox for a few minutes. They were doing what teams are under the most pressure this year, and they had they reckon the Ravens are under most pressure. The Bengals are under severe pressure. They have the Steelers in there as well, but there's no mention of the Bills. And that's a good thing. If if we're under the radar.
Yeah. I was watching ESPN yesterday, and they were focusing more on the Bills, the Ravens, and Cincinnati. It was about who's going to take out the Chiefs too.
The Chiefs, yeah. Well, that's hopefully something that we get a chance to do later on in the year with the help of God.
Yep.
So it is. And is there? So you're in full swing over there now at the minute, getting things organised. Is there any little bit of news from training camp? Or are you just going to go as a fan, or are you going to do anything up there when you're at the training camp?
We always go with our hats on, and I don't plan on anything. It's just we'll see. One at a time. I don't try to I just try to do whatever we do it kind of organically, and I'll reach out to the guys and tell them that I'm coming and see if they'll probably come over and say hi, and we'll do some photos and whatnot. So
that'll be cool. Sometimes when you do something like that, it works out to be way better than if you go and plan it off.
Exactly.
So it is.
Exactly. Yeah.
Well, it'll be interesting now, and we'll keep our ears open and our eyes too, and watch what's happening. And we'll have a good old chat anyway when it comes to the training camp. When you're there, we'll have a few videos and we'll see how things are going with everything.
Oh, yes, not that far away.
Not that far away is right. So we'll just finish off tonight's video. So there's just go back to the rivalry. So we've done the weapons, the defense. I'll be honest. All three teams have strong defenders, in certain parts, but all three teams too can be opened up if you have the right quarterback and the right strategy. But in your view at the minute, and I know we haven't thrown a ball in anger or anything like that, or kicked a ball in anger. If you were to go and say, right, looking at the three teams that's in our group and ourselves, who is the one that's going to be closest to the Bills, in your opinion, from as of now?
You mean in record? With the record?
Yes, with the record, yeah.
Well, it's not going to be the Jets. You're saying any team or just division?
No, just the divisional teams. Patriots, Jets, or Dolphins. Who do you think will be closest to us during the season? I'm
going to say the Patriots. I don't want to say the Patriots. I don't want to say any of them, but I'm going to say the Patriots coaching. I think he's going to do an incredible job with that team. Miami, I don't know. New England, hands down.
Yeah. As of now, I'm going to agree with you, New England. I just think the two most important components to me is as you said, coaching, Mike Vrabel, and Derek May, the quarterback. I think that if them two click, then they will be the team that will push us. Like I said, the Dolphins are under the most pressure with their head coach. And I hope it never happens, but if Tua gets injured, that's their season over in the story.
Yeah.
And as the Jets, I think in a year or two's time, if Aaron Glynn is given the time and the support, and he can bring what he brought to the Detroit Lions as a defensive coach, and it works for him in New York, I think he can get them up into a challenging point. But as of this season, and as of now, it could change. I agree with you. I think the New England Patriots will be the closest to us at the minute.
Yeah, and I think what Stefan does this year, he might do okay, or he might be who he was here and a crybaby in the middle of the season. Who knows? I don't know. We'll see.
Yeah. Well, time will tell there, and for our sake, I hope he's the crybaby.
Me too.
So
Absolutely.
I have two more questions, and then we'll wrap it up.
Okay.
Do you think, and again, we're just going as of now, any of them three teams will make the playoffs, or are they too far off it yet?
No, I do think. I think Miami and New England have obviously the best shot, but I don't think Miami's going to do it. I don't even know if New England will, but I'd say give them a wild card.
Yeah, okay, that's perfect. And the last question I have is for yourself over there. So you've been to many, many games between the Patriots, Dolphins, and Jets. For you, and it's not about hating or anything like that, who is your biggest rival? What fans do you like seeing best and beating the most? You know, when you're at the stadiums and coming out and the whole lot.
Miami.
Miami.
When we play New England, it's like we play New England, okay. The fans used to come a lot. Now that they might start coming back again. And they don't stand out like sore thumbs because they're also red, white, and blue. So it's hard to tell always if they're, around, and they're pretty low key. The Jets fans, they're a little vocal. They're fun to host, but Miami we kind of take it up a notch with Miami. We, squish the fish and all the antics, and we usually have blow up dolphins there, and so I would say Miami for sure. I think across the board, it's definitely Miami. It's just been one of those rivalries that's been ingrained in all of us. It's just we really haven't had the rivalry with New York per se like we did with Miami, and same with the Patriots. So
yeah, it's pretty cool to hear like from a person there. Like it's all right, me talking about things over here, but I don't be at all them games over the years or see what the fans are like. Yeah,
and so what? I all my years of doing things with Jim Kelly, Dan Marino, I'm not going to call him a friend, but I know him quite well. I guess he's a friend, but it's kind of weird. I mean, and he comes to Jim's golf tournament, and he knows again, not the word hate, but he knows, and that's why sports is so great. Like he can be here in Buffalo, support Jim's foundation, love the whole game, but when it comes down to game day or it's like, okay, time to not to be friends today. Let's separate this right now. So anyways, I mean, I would cheer for Miami if it weren't the Bills. Of course, we will be cheering for them all when they play the Chiefs, right?
Yes.
maybe not. We'll just see where they are in the standings at that time. But yeah, so actually, do the other three teams play the Chiefs as well, or is it just the Bills?
We're playing. Are we playing the AFC West? I think we're playing the West this year. No, we're playing the AFC North. We're playing. I don't have the schedule here in front of me for the others, but I know. The only game I know of that I'm looking forward to is the Chiefs.
Yeah.
And I can't. I like the Bengals, playing the Bengals, and all the other games they'll come along, but. My little pocket of revenge or sporting revenge is getting the Chiefs.
Oh my God, everybody is like that. So yeah, for sure. And we want to beat them big time. So
yes, and want to get them in the playoffs. I don't want to just beat them in the regular season, and I want them to be in the playoffs, and I want them to come to Highmark, and I want them to go home with their tails between their legs.
Come to Highmark championship game to go to the final, or no?
Oh yes,
Yeah, that'd be pretty cool if we played them to go to the Super Bowl next year. Yeah. Okay.
Oh yeah,
We'll see.
yes.
I don't think
But
they're going to make it that far, to tell you the honest truth.
I think they'll struggle.
I think they're going to struggle.
There's the Chargers and Broncos there that have improved big time.
Yeah.
So it'll be interesting to see.
I don't think we're going to get them. I think it's going to be a different team. But I think we will have the championship game in Buffalo.
Well, we'll keep the fingers crossed and the prayer said, and hopefully it'll happen. So that is our video for tonight. Therese, thank you very much for coming on. And we will organise another one closer to training camp.
For
and
sure.
when we have a bit of news, it was just nice to touch base tonight now and talk about our lovely opponents, divisional opponents, and how much we love them. And like I said, it's, as you said about sport there, like there's sporting rivals, and like yourself, I don't hate any team. You might dislike them for sporting reason, but at the end of the day, we're all here just to enjoy the occasions, and when we win, we can shout about it.
Absolutely. Have fun with it, right? That's all that matters.
And that's all that matters, enjoy things. So look, thank you very much for watching the show tonight. From myself, I want you, hopefully everybody stay safe, stay happy, stay together, and go Bills, and horns up.
Horns up.
Thank you very much, and goodbye.